There are 7 things that you must know about money. Guys, this is Daniel Alley, and I want to share with you some secrets that I always wanted to know when I got started. So please make sure you take a lot of notes and understand these things that I'm about to share with you. The first thing you have to know about money is your salary. There's so many people that don't know how much money they actually make. You know, I ask them all the time and they don't know. That's a shame. That's a tragedy. You have to know how much money you make after taxes. Figure out exactly what you make on a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. Figure out your salary, because if you know your money, you'll be able to grow your money. The second thing you have to know about money is your daily rate. So many people ask me, Daniel, how do you become a millionaire? It's a simple question, but in order to answer it, you first have to figure out what the daily rate is for a millionaire. Because if you want to make $1 million a year, you have to do the math. There's 250 working days. $4,000 a day times 250 days is $1 million. But how many people will do the math? I can tell you for sure they don't teach it at school, so you have to do it at home. You have to figure it out on paper. You have to understand the math and make the calculations if you want to become wealthy. On top of that, there's so many other things that you have to learn about money. You know, if you're a salesperson, you have to understand your commissions. You have to understand the fees. You have to understand the taxes. You have to understand how money actually works when it comes to the work that you do. If you don't know how the money works, then you can't have any of it. You have to figure out how money operates if you want to master it. The third thing you need to know about money are expenses. There's so many expenses that you can accumulate in life. And if you don't understand where these expenses are coming from, then it's going to hit you unexpectedly. There's so many people that say, oh, Daniel, I had to use my emergency fund. I didn't know what else I could have done. I didn't know that this bill would come. But my friends, I'm telling you this. If you're on top of your money every day and take responsibility of it, you'll get more. That's why rich people get rich. And that's why poor people stay poor. You see, rich people have the ability to be on top of their money. They know how much taxes that they have to pay. They understand the fees that may accrue in their bank account. They know the interest. They know a lot of things about money that poor people would never think about. Remember, if you know your money, you'll grow your money. Continue to understand how your money works if you want it to multiply in your favor. Let me give you a practical approach. Pull out a piece of paper and write down all the expenses you have for the next 30 days. I want you to think about this very carefully and write down the bills. Write down the taxes that you might have to pay, especially if you're a business owner, and write down any other costs that you might have. For instance, you have to factor in all the expenses that you have. So expenses that you might not always think about, like insurance, which may come out semi-annually or annually, or maybe even your kids, they might ask you for something that you might have to pay for, like a conference or a camp that they want to attend. Maybe you're donating to charity and you do it every year or every other year, and you forgot that you did that. What I'm saying is write it down. Make sure to make a mark on paper so you can understand where your money is going. Now I know some people may not have all those expenses, so I want you to write down the expenses that you've had in the last 90 days and ask yourself, how has money entered and exited my bank account? You can easily find your last 90 days by calling up your bank or going online and printing out your bank statements. It will change your life. The fourth thing that you need to know about money is your credit. Look guys, credit is so important. And in America and a lot of countries, our nation was built on credit. And so you have to understand that you have a personal credit responsibility. You should know your credit score. You should know your balances. You should know the interest that you are accruing. Credit is the foundation of building something large. Now I know you might have some money saved up. You might be able to borrow a loan or get some freebies here and there. But in the end, you should be able to make sure that you understand how your credit actually works. Call up your banker and ask them as many questions as you can. Read the fine print and learn everything you can about boosting your credit score and increasing your credit limit. The fifth thing that you need to know about money are financial assets. Now I know a lot of people don't have financial assets, and it's quite a shame, but that's how our system is. It has not taught us about the financial assets we should have. You know, I learned that most people in their 20s, 30s, and even 40s have a negative net worth. Can you believe that? Now you have to figure out exactly what you need to do to get yourself out of this debt, but also accumulate financial assets. On top of this, you have to make sure that you have some sort of retirement, that you have some kind of insurance that will back you up in the future. It's always good to have that peace of mind. Now people will say, oh Daniel, I don't even know how I'm gonna get there. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm barely paying the bills. But what I'm telling you is this, you need to make more money. If you're barely scraping by and you could barely handle the bills, you need to ask yourself, how can I raise my income times 2? Because I guarantee you that there's something that you can do within the next 12 months to take you to that next level. But you have to ask yourself, what exactly is that? What kind of financial assets do I need to learn about? Stocks? Real estate? There's so many things, but you have to figure it out. You have to make sure that you understand now is the time to gain that kind of knowledge. So stop studying the things that are holding you back and make sure to study the things that will take you further. The sixth thing that you need to know about money is your net worth. Look, there's so many people who haven't even calculated their net worth. They don't even know how much they're worth. But what I'm telling you is that you need to know exactly what you're worth on paper. Now, don't associate your success with how much you're worth. There's some people who might be in debt who are very successful. They're living their dreams. They're taking an adventure called life. But then there's other people who might have $10 billion in surplus that are completely miserable. So don't associate your emotions of success with the amount of money that you have. What's important is to understand, yes, you know what? This is my financial situation, and I must do something about it. So what I'm saying is this. Calculate the equity that you might have in your house. Make sure you understand what you have saved up in regards to cash. Check any accounts that you have in your life and make sure that you account for the net worth of who you really are. Because you will be able to grow your net worth, but you need to start by calculating it first. And the seventh and final thing that you need to know about money, and this is really fun, your lifetime earnings. I want you to pull out a piece of paper right now and calculate how much money you've made in your whole entire life. You know, some people have never even thought about this. But if you understand how much money you've made in the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or however long you've been living as a working professional, then you will be able to estimate what you can do in the future. You'll laugh at yourself and you'll say, that's how much I've made? I knew I could make a lot more. And you'll be able to challenge your limits instead of limiting your challenges. You'll be able to say, I can scale that mountain. I can make more money. I can develop the skills that's necessary for me to become a millionaire. Guys, this is Daniel Alley, and I've shared with you 7 things that you absolutely need to know about money. If you like this video, you're definitely going to love the School of Wealth, which is my mentorship program that will take you to the next level in your finances, in your overall freedom, and your success in life. It's always in the description below, so make sure to check it out. And join the School of Wealth if you want mentorship with me. Anyways, guys, I thank you so much. Leave a comment in the section below, and please make sure to check out the other videos because I have so much that I want to share with you. See you next time.